I think I cut a bus in half.
It is a blurry September afternoon, and soon I will be on my way to catch a screening of Blue Beetle. Welcome to Initial Reactions, where I give my preconceptions about a movie, and then give my first thoughts about said movie as I'm leaving the theater. So, here it is. The end of the DCEU / beginning of the DCU. It's finally here. And nobody really seems to care about it. I can't help but feel a little bit bad about this movie. It's made by a creative team who seem genuinely passionate about bringing this character to life, and the character of Blue Beetle has been a fan favorite among the DC community. It's just unfortunate that DC in movies these days has become so toxic that even the mere mention of a DC movie that isn't Batman or Joker gets an immediate nope. Makes me wonder how Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is going to turn out. I understood the movie got a little bit of controversy when George Lopez's character said at the very end,
"Batman's a fascist."
But I think the intention was that he's this crazy uncle who believes every conspiracy theory. And so, when you're someone who buys into every fringe theory online, saying that Batman's a fascist is probably one of them. What stings, though, is that apparently there was going to be a scene at the end of Blue Beetle that had Ben Affleck's Batman confronting George Lopez's character. I don't know how well that scene would play out, but between that and the now cut scene of Ben Affleck in the new Aquaman movie, there was at least some attempt by Warner Brothers to keep the current DC universe alive. If I've said it once, I've probably said it 100 million times. Zack Snyder's DC universe will be one of the biggest what-ifs in cinematic history. I also can't help but feel for the team behind this movie because it's one of the better reviewed DC movies in recent years, and yet it's flopping hard at the box office. The good news, though, is that this is not going to be the end of this current iteration of Blue Beetle. James Gunn has said that the character Blue Beetle will be an integral part of the DCU going forward. So, Zolo Mehudenya still has a future as the character. Time for round 3 of DC in 2023. See you afterwards. Well, that was a perfectly, serviceable superhero movie. This is definitely a case of the right movie coming along at the wrong time. If this had come out 4 years ago, or even last year, it probably would have made a good return on investment. I mean, it's one of the cheaper entries in the DCEU, so it would have had no problem breaking even and potentially becoming a hit. It truly is a shame that this movie came out when it did, with the DCEU going down the toilet financially. I liked Zola Mehidueña as the lead character. George Lopez is a scene stealer in this movie. Susan Sarandon she was basically the generic evil CEO corporate billionaire archetype. I liked how they tied his family into his origin story. There's a lot of superhero stories out there where the superhero has to hide his or her newfound powers from the family, and then shenanigans ensue until the hero finally has to reveal their identity to the family. It was nice that the movie sort of cut out that middle ground and said, nope, they're going to literally watch him transform into this superhero. The story beats are more or less the same from what you expect from a superhero origin story at this point, and there were moments where the movie was painfully easy to predict. I wouldn't mind seeing Mehidueña reprise his role in James Gunn's DCU. Like Shazam, though, I'm skeptical that he'll get another solo movie. For those of you who are done with DC or superheroes for now, I don't think there's much I can say that can change your mind about checking this one out. You've likely already made up your mind. But if you are looking for an entertaining couple of hours, I can definitely recommend Blue Beetle.